Welcome to the Practice Marketing Podcast, highlighting successful strategies from North America's fastest growing clinics and experts so you can learn from their wins and power your practice growth. Hi, I'm your host, Neil Trickett, CEO of Practice Promotions, and today's a special episode. We're actually going to talk about the 3 signs that it's time to hire a new marketing agency. So, if you've ever hired a marketer or a website company that completely missed the mark, or if you're wondering, is it time to go beyond what you're currently doing with your own marketing, then this episode is for you. We are a PT-owned and operated marketing agency that helps over 1,250 clinics attract more new patients, hire better talent, and grow their business. So look, I've been in your shoes and I know what it feels like when you hope a marketing person is going to help, only to watch your schedule stay half empty, your team get frustrated, and your budget slowly disappear. Because hiring the wrong agency, or worse, trying to do it all yourself, is one of the biggest growth killers I see in PT practices today. You lose time, you lose money, and you lose confidence in your marketing, and sometimes even in yourself as a leader, and that's just wrong. As the owner of a growing clinic, you deserve marketing that gets real results. And that's why we've helped hundreds of practices fire the wrong agency and hire a PT-specific team that actually knows what works. So let's dive into the 3 signs it's time to hire a new PT marketing agency, especially as you look ahead to growth in 2026 and beyond. However, let's pause here for a second. So before you upgrade to that right agency, let's talk about these 4 common and expensive mistakes I see practice owners make when hiring a marketing company. Mistake number 1 is hiring a local jack-of-all-trades agency. You see, they built websites for my accountant's office. I'm sure they can do ours too. Wrong. Local agencies might mean well, but if they don't live and breathe in the rehab space, you're gonna spend months and thousands of dollars training them to understand things like why physical therapy isn't just a keyword, it's a competitive, regulated industry, and why SEO for PT is completely different than SEO for a restaurant or a lawyer. And how about important Google ads are for plan of care retention and condition-based marketing really are. Lots of different things like that. And guess what? By the time they get it, you're already behind your goals. The mistakes that I see people make also, the second mistake, is hiring a company that only builds websites. Now, websites are important, no question about that. But here's the reality. Your website is just one gear in the growth machine of your practice. And if your agency builds a pretty website but can't run high ROI Google ads, for example, or optimize for local SEO for PT, or help you write and produce consistent content that helps you retain and reactivate patients with email and social, then you're left with a car that looks nice but doesn't have an engine. You need an integrated system, not just a brochure on the internet. So you got to level it up there. Mistake number 3 is that I see practice owners hiring a company that doesn't know physical therapy in and out. And this is a big one. You cannot afford to hire a marketing agency that doesn't understand insurance-based care, plan of care compliance, and how to get more new patients, actually finding them and choosing PT, because you're not just selling cupcakes. You're helping people overcome pain, injury, and fear in one of the most competitive niches in healthcare. The messaging, the targeting, the SEO strategy, all of it needs to reflect your unique buyer's journey or patient's journey. And unless that agency has deep experience in physical therapy and rehabilitation, you're going to be the one constantly fixing their mistakes. Or worse, explaining the basics to them. And so mistake number 4 is hiring a family member or a friend who knows tech. And this one's a little awkward because it needs to be said, just because your cousin knows how to build a Wix website or your friend's son is great with Instagram doesn't mean they should be managing your clinic's marketing if you're trying to get ahead. Your clinic is a real business, so your marketing should be in the hands of real professionals. And would you let someone's untrained nephew do your billing? No, so don't let them touch your lead generation either. Now that we've covered what common mistakes you can avoid, let's talk about the 3 signs it's time you upgraded your marketing agency to get where you want to go in your business. Sign number 1 is it's time to upgrade is hitting more than 4 therapists. When you're a smaller clinic, being a generalist might be good enough, but once you have more than 4 therapists, it's time to stop doing DIY marketing and start building a real marketing system that drives consistent growth for you. So think about it. You've got payroll to meet, productivity goals to meet, and a full clinical schedule. Your front desk is juggling intake calls. Your therapists are treating full-time. You're getting traction, and you want to go to that next level. You simply cannot afford for your new patient flow to be inconsistent, up high and then down low. And that's where a physical therapy specific marketing agency makes all the difference. You see, a good agency should help you rank number 1 on Google in your area with expert SEO and generate consistent new patients per month at under $50 per lead, and track and prove for you your return on investment with clear reports and tracking, giving you confidence to make decisions that grow your clinic.
The top 10% of PT owners aren't just surviving, they're thriving. But what's their secret? Well, Neil Trickett's new Market to Grow book reveals how the top 10% of PT practices leverage marketing systems to simultaneously grow their new patients, attract top talent, and boost profit in their practice. You can learn from their secrets. Visit practicepromotions.net/book to claim your free copy of Market to Grow. Yes, you heard that right. We are shipping a free copy of Market to Grow to all podcast listeners who want it. Just visit practicepromotions.net/book to claim your free book. And now back to the show.
But here's the mistake I see so many clinic owners make. They try to piece things together for cost. A web designer here, a social media freelancer there, but no one is looking at the full picture and no one is accountable for all the results. And most of the time, those agencies do not understand the rehab space. And so they talk about clicks and followers, but not evaluations scheduled or plans of care completed. And once you hit that 4 provider threshold, it is no longer optional to have a marketing system. You need a coordinated approach that is built to scale with you. So if you're over 4 providers and still using a generalist agency or no agency at all and kind of doing it on your own, it's time to take that next step. The second sign here that it's time to upgrade is you want to grow by more than 10% next year. So let's talk goals. If you want to grow 10%, 15%, or even 50% next year, you cannot keep doing what you did this year. What got you here will not get you there. And growth at that level requires more new patient demand, higher visibility online, better staff capacity, and better hiring systems. And we have worked with practices that went from 2 to 6 locations, or even 80 to 170 locations, from $600,000 to $4 million, and even practices that scaled to 10 million and beyond. And I can tell you, every single one of them had one thing in common. They decided to invest in real marketing, and they did not rely just on doctor referrals alone to take them where they needed to go. And they did not settle for cookie cutter website or local kind of designer results. They did not try to manage Google Ads all by themselves. They had systems, they had a strategy, and they had specialists who understood the PT business model. Because if you're aiming for real growth, you cannot afford to try random tactics and the latest shiny object and hope something works. You need clarity, you need data, and you need a team that understands how to grow private practices so you can focus on running your clinic. So if you are serious about hitting your next revenue milestone, it's time to upgrade your marketing partner. The third sign that it's time to update is you just don't know if you're getting the results you should with your current website or your current marketing agency. And let's just say it. If you feel frustrated with your current website or agency, it's time to switch. Maybe you are constantly micromanaging them. Maybe you feel like you are speaking different languages. Maybe you are paying every month and have no idea what you're actually getting. And here's what I want you to hear. It is not supposed to be like that. A great agency should proactively communicate and bring you ideas, show you clear monthly results, feel like an extension of your team. And if you dread your marketing meetings, if you feel like you're wasting money, or if you're just constantly fixing things that should already be working, it's time to stop. You're only one decision away from a better agency, and switching does not have to be painful. For example, at Practice Promotions, we help practices every day to go in the right direction for consistent results, clarity in knowing what is working, bring in the latest strategy and trends that are working for thousands of other clinic locations. And that means in just 8 weeks, you can start seeing better rankings, better lead flow, and fewer headaches. And right now you might be thinking, I don't have the money for an agency. I don't have time to work on switching everything. I'm not sure marketing will actually work. And let me say this respectfully but clearly. Those are excuses driven by fear. And you know you need marketing. You're just afraid it may not work for you. Or at that level, it may not work for you. But not making a decision is still a decision. And the most money you'll ever lose is the money you never made. So don't let fear keep you stuck. If even one of the signs we talked about today hit you in the gut, if you're over 4 providers, if you're planning for serious growth, if you're frustrated by your current agency, then it's time to book a PT marketing strategy call. So let's talk about what's possible for your practice in 2026 and beyond, and how the #1 PT marketing agency in North America can help you make it happen. So here's what happens next. I want you to go to practicepromotions.net/strategy and go ahead and book your free strategy call with one of our marketing experts, and we'll review your current setup and give you custom recommendations whether we work together or not. So you're just one call away from that clarity and confidence that comes from real marketing results. So this is Neil Trickett with the Practice Marketing Podcast, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the podcast as well as our YouTube channel. Go ahead and check that out and subscribe to that. So from all of us here at the Practice Marketing Podcast, I'm wishing you an incredible year of growth ahead.
A free way for you to support our show is by leaving a 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts. It's a chance for you to tell us what you love about the show, and it helps others discover it as well. Just scroll down to ratings and review on your phone and click write a review. Thanks.